Yeah. We put in work and here's the proof. What you want?
I'm making moves, punching in.
I'm on it too.
I'm in the gym.
I'm in the stew.
It's hunting season.
Where's the food?
We push each other daily, level up.
Cause that's what brothers do.
Clock in.
But cool, man.
Yeah, we did, baby. Let's get it. We're here, episode 25, man. Barry Bonds episode.
He was 25?
Yeah,
I
he
didn't
was
know that.
25. Yeah.
I thought he was like, I thought he was like 20 or something, or like in the 30s.
Nah, he was 25.
Barry
Yeah,
Bonds, yeah. That dude was cold, man.
yeah, he was 25. But
We gotta get him in the hall, dog.
yeah,
He's in the Clock in
yeah,
Hall of Fame.
yeah, he is.
in the Clock in Hall
Yeah,
of
he's
Fame.
in our Hall of Fame. That's all that matters. We'll send you an MVP shirt. We got you, man.
Facts.
Last episode of the year.
It's wild, man. It's funny. Our first episode, we started out with no audio help, none of that. And our last episode of the year, we ain't got no audio.
We got no audio help.
Nah, shout out to Eric, man, aka Grussel. He's out with his family on vacation, man. So we won't have the drops at least on the video, but hopefully
We on our Russell, our grind and
what's
our
up with some drops when appropriate. But yeah, it's crazy, man.
It just goes to show how valuable each part of the team is, right?
Yeah.
We feel kind of naked right now
Seriously,
without, all the audio equipment,
It
and
do feel weird.
it doesn't.
does.
It's like Matt.
I don't like the. I can't lie. I don't like the energy right now.
The energy's a little
Somebody gonna
different.
somebody gonna have to pick me up.
Live, bro? Like we started.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
live.
we're here,
yeah,
dog.
Like, it's,
yeah,
It's different.
we miss you, E.
Yeah, we
man.
miss you, big
We're gonna
dog.
make it happen. We're gonna make it happen.
Nipsey
regardless.
here though, so he gonna get us right.
Right.
Ain't that right, Nip?
Alright.
Hey, I do gotta tell a story though. So shout out to Ali O'Brien. We went to Ferrum together. Went to college together for a couple years, and she's been really heavy on the clock in movement. She clocks in every day, fitness wise, early in the morning. But she sent me a picture of someone in the airport in Orlando because she told me she was going out there to visit her family, and it's someone with a clock in shirt, right?
With a hoodie, right?
With a hoodie, not a shirt, a hoodie. And I'm like,
Clockingapparel.com.
yeah,
With the hoodie.
yeah. Shout out to
Yeah,
clockingapparel.com.
the apparel.
Man. We got a lot of good stuff there, but I'm like, who is that? Because it was kind of blurry. You know what I'm saying? You could tell that like she wasn't trying to get too close, so she had to zoom in. And then I sent it to Austin, and I'm like, yo, she sent me this, and I'm like, yo, first of all, that's dope. There's people randomly throughout the country who wearing clock in stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yo, who is this? He was like, man, that's Eric.
Yeah.
So, for those who don't know, not to put Eric on blast, but Eric is bald now. I've known Eric my whole life, and he's been bald for maybe like 2 or 3 years of it.
But he got the beard though, so
Eric's
he's
still,
smooth.
still a good looking guy, but I just wasn't used to seeing him bald because he usually has a hat on.
Gotta fit it on.
So I was like, who is that? And then when I put two and two together, it was funny. So shout out to Ali, man, for catching that, and E for representing, man.
Yeah.
Representing. Branding is everything. But it's also interesting because it's our 25th episode, and it's the week of Christmas.
Yeah.
December 25th.
Yep.
Just thought of that.
Yeah, we've had some pretty coincidental, just like, with Dad, the episode being on his birthday.
Yep.
Now this, it's it's crazy.
Yes.
That's how God works sometimes.
Yeah, no
man.
doubt. So figure we could start off just recapping Christmas.
Yeah.
Neek, man, we'll let you start because we'll talk.
Man, I had
Talk
a
for
great
a minute.
Christmas. Love Christmas. Single this year. So, like, I got my mom, I think, the greatest gift I've ever bought someone.
Oh, word.
I'm not about to put it out there. 'cause
Okay.
I need y'all in my business.
Yeah,
I feel you.
yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah, I was really excited to give her that gift. So,
That's what's
I'm
up.
always around family for Christmas. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I had a great time.
Anytime you can, do something big for mom's dog, and she receives it, like, you know what I'm saying, with some tears or
So,
something.
she was like,
Yeah. You did it right, man. There's nothing like that.
Yeah, dads don't really care. They just most of the time they're just like they're they'll take the gifts, but they're not gonna be hyped like that. They're
Much thought into dad's gift though.
That's something we could talk. That's something we could talk about, man. The
Like,
dads don't be getting.
Yeah, like I think that's why it's just like
They don't be getting.
You drew me a card. Dang.
Oh, I got some socks.
Yeah.
A nice tie.
I mean, men are usually simple when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah.
But
If you get some, like, I saw some pretty cool stuff on social media, like somebody got well, it wasn't a dad, but the kid got a picture. It was like a recent picture of him and a picture of his dad, but his dad passed away, and he never met him.
Wow.
So that was like he broke down, dog. And I almost broke down like that.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Like that actually just gave me a pretty good idea for what we should do for Father's Day.
Yeah.
And I think you kind of understand.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
I'm
I
going.
know exactly where you're going. That's a good idea. Great idea, actually.
I'm getting emotional just thinking about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we want we gotta come as a group and do that, man. Cause like we said, like Dad's never received like he's gotten great stuff, over the years. Shout out to my mom because she's the one that really
she
blesses him.
She
but,
does it.
Nothing that's like touched him. I think.
Right.
So yeah.
I mean, well, what you did, taking him to the Browns game, that was dope.
That was cool.
That was dope.
That was
because
cool,
I don't
man.
think he had ever been to a Browns game, right?
Maybe back in the day. Maybe. I think he has.
Okay.
Shout out to Brandon Francis, man. He's a scout for the Cleveland Browns. So he hooked me up with that and Pops, man. It's funny. Whenever the Browns get a big win, he always like hits me up like, yo, that was for Pops. Because there's not many Browns fans in this Northern Virginia, D.C. area,
I
dog.
don't know a single Browns.
There's not that many Browns fans in the world.
Chill. Nah, the Browns got, dog, I don't ever told you this. So, me and Dad were at the Browns game, and, we're kind of like where the tailgate areas were, and we're walking to the stadium. Some dude was like trying to fight me, dog. Just because I had on my Eddie George Titans jersey, and he was very intoxicated, but he like kind of got up in my face, and I was letting it slide because I'm a outsider in Cleveland at the game, but he like started getting in my face, and I'm like, okay, like I need to chill out because again I don't know who he has with him, but my dad like kind of stepped in, was like, oh, like cut that out. So yeah, Dad definitely had my back on that, but like it could have got bad, dog, because he like legit like was in my face, like cursing at me, and I took it as like, oh, okay, he's just playing around. I'm a Titans fan, but he was like, if you saw his face, like, he was like dead serious.
If I was there, something probably would have popped off.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
I'm not. When it comes to me, I let stuff slide. When it comes to me, when it comes to my family,
Right.
I'm not letting that rock.
Yeah,
So.
and Dad, again, Dad, mild mannered. Because we both thought like he was just playing around, but nah, he was. It looked like he was about that action, and he didn't want those problems, dog. 'Cause I do think he was solo. But anyways, yeah.
Now they have passionate fans for sure.
Nah, they do.
They're small in number but mighty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that dog pound.
You got to be loyal to be a Browns fan. But
Yeah, you need it. Nico, you single, man? You need to get you a girl that's a Browns fan, man. She gonna be loyal.
Where you going?
She gonna be loyal.
yeah,
dog.
Nico's. If y'all can't see Nico's face, but he was like, "What?
Nah, she gonna be loyal, man. Trust me.
What you mean? She like brown people? Where you going with this? Why'd you ask?
Hey, in Cleveland, I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah, how was your
2020,
Christmas,
man?
man? How was your Christmas, man?
No, it was really dope, man. I gave a lot, to my son Ryder and my girlfriend. So yeah, it was cool, man. I posted a picture. That kid's blessed, dog. Like, he's gonna receive so many gifts throughout the years.
Yeah.
Just from like, obviously me and his mom, and then my family members, Gigi, G-Pa, uncles, aunts,
Clients from the goods.
Clients, like-
coworkers.
yeah,
probably,
like my godparents.
former coaches.
Yeah, godparents are getting him gifts.
Yeah.
They haven't given me a gift in like 30 years.
That's how it be.
But nah, it was really good, man. Shout out to my baby, my girlfriend. She got me my framed Elon jersey, which I've been talking about doing for years, since I graduated. So that definitely caught me by surprise. I need to hide my stuff better, because I don't know how she found my jersey, first of all. I don't know how she
I had
found it.
nothing to do with it. I'm not even trying to be funny.
Nah, I'm
didn't-
sure you
yeah,
didn't.
I have nothing to do
I'm
with
sure
it.
you didn't. I mean, not that I was like trying to hide it, but yeah, I was surprised that she even got that, because I had zero idea.
She's a woman, man. If the women want to find something about you, they gonna find it.
That's facts. I call her the inspector, man. Inspector It's a classic movie, by the way. But yeah, how was yours, man?
It was good, man. Like Nico, I was single this year. I still am single.
I was about to
That,
say,
didn't,
what up,
that,
man?
that didn't change
Yeah,
in
what
the
up?
last, 2 days? Did not change at all.
Life come by fast, but dang.
Yeah, I had been in a relationship for 3 years. So this is.
I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah. So this is first Christmas in a minute where, I didn't spend money on a significant other, but I was able to transfer that to my nieces and nephews.
I was gonna say, you saved some bread.
I definitely saved some bread. I splurged a little bit on myself,
It's important
know,
sometimes.
just a little bit, because in the new year, I'm getting back to budgeting. But it was cool, man. I mean, I didn't receive much. I got like 2 gifts.
Yeah.
Our family has like 50 people in it now, so we did White Elephant for the siblings and the in-laws and parents. So, I got Walt, a gift card, Visa gift card. At this age, man, just give me some bread. You know what I'm saying? You can't go wrong with giving someone bread.
Yeah.
Like,
Unless it's like, again, something like intimate, or you knew that's what they wanted. Like, here's 50, man.
yeah.
Have fun.
Here's a gift card. It was cool, seeing. It was cool seeing, honestly, you and some of the other people be creative with their gifts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You gave Jessica a really thoughtful gift. Something
Yeah.
I would have never thought of, honestly.
Yeah, I'll
You can talk.
I can touch on that.
Yeah, you can touch on that. Seeing, the reactions of my nieces and nephews. I mean, this age, like, our nieces and nephews are 7 and under. So they're going to open a gift, look at it
On to the
for
next one.
5 seconds. Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting them to be like, oh my God. I mean, I got them shoes.
Yeah.
I got them some, some nice little joints that they can be fly with. But food is always good, man. The mac and cheese was back, and I saw quite a few people elected not to make mac and cheese for Christmas, and
Was that due to
good choice,
us, you think?
probably. You know what I will say?
Is mac and cheese at Christmas? Like, y'all have mac and cheese for Christmas?
Twice.
Okay. Because I've been seeing some different plates on Christmas, and I'm like, it's a little different than what. Because honestly, Thanksgiving and Christmas for us is not that much different. Mom fries chicken instead of like turkey and all that stuff.
She doesn't really do like the potato salads and seafood salads.
Yeah.
Usually, sweet potato pie. Honestly, I like Christmas better because there's certain Thanksgiving foods that people feel obligated to make that no one eats. Like the cranberry joint.
sauce. I don't think I've ever had that in my life.
And I say it's nasty every time. Like, Trump, like, nah, it's good. It's nasty.
Yeah, just look at it though.
Never had it.
It comes out of a can, bro, and it's just like
It's
it
just
just
all-
doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. Turkey, I don't really rock with turkey like that, but you have
You
like
ever had
if-
fried turkey? Fried
no.
turkey's good.
I heard it's good.
That's something like, mom's old school. She's not gonna do that. But like,
It's a lot of work though. I heard.
Yeah, it's dangerous too.
it is. Yeah, you gotta have all the tools and.
Yeah. Shout out Scooter though. He smoked the turkey.
Oof.
Sheesh.
What happens when you retire? You smoked,
Scooter, yeah.
smoked the turkey.
Scooter different.
We gotta get Scooter on the pod, man.
I gotta take some notes from Scooter, man, for real, for real.
Yeah, he's
Scooter on the
Need to
pod.
shadow some of the OGs, dog. Scooters are definitely one of
You
them.
need to have a little mentor. You know how they had the Big Brother program? They need to have that
OG
for adults.
the
The
OG
OG program.
That would be
The
tough,
OG
though.
program.
You gotta have some OGs, dog.
Yeah, a lot of
gotta
these
have
young
some
dudes
OGs.
out here need to be put on game, man. You're gonna be wilding. But I did see I think it was Denzel Weaver. He posted a play. His mac and cheese was that looked official.
Yeah.
His joint looked official. Definitely looked official. But anyways, food was great, man. Basketball all day. So and we had
that's a treat.
NFL game.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple.
It just seemed like a way less stressful, Christmas. I feel like know what I'm saying. Like mom wasn't really. I feel like she didn't have as heavy as a lift, even though she did all the cooking, but it wasn't. She wasn't really stressed out. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, dog, and I've been saying this, like, Christmas Eve up until, like, January 2nd, there shouldn't be any work. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't want to do any work this week. Last week, I didn't want to do any work. Like, we should be off.
Yeah, I
We
mean
should be off.
we're just
Nobody want, like,
we're all just collecting a check for the
Yeah,
most part.
man.
Now I will say if you're in sales or if you're in like accounting and you gotta like make sure the books are right and stuff like that, I get it.
yeah.
Or if you have a project oriented job where you still have to work on a project, I get it. But some of these jobs, it's like,
Yeah, just
what am I doing, man?
and that's kind of a problem with our country, man. If you look at other countries, like, I mean, I know in Spain they literally have like a time period of like rest where you can like everything's closed.
Oh, during the day.
Yeah, during the day, and it's just a time to just decompress, man. Like, I don't know what the like depression rates and stuff are over there, but I bet you it's lower than here.
Yeah, I mean depression or just stress related illnesses. Like health and stress related illnesses, and stress is a part of health. Those are the leading causes of death for any race in this country.
Yeah.
You know what I
'Cause
mean?
it all trickles down to other things.
Right.
Obesity, like you said, mental health. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. Sometimes, again, we say this all the time, you gotta clock out before you clock back in sometimes. Like, I don't know. That's just something I thought, like, and it's I feel like, at least with my job, that sentiment is shared throughout. Like, even like with my boss, he's like, yo, like, take some time, man. Like, just relax this week. It's about family, dog. It's about the stuff that really matters.
Yeah, and that actually kind of ties into what we'll talk about with the movie Soul we watched
Let
yesterday.
me get into the gift I gave Jessica real quick.
Yeah, and then I'll wrap up with something else for
There's
Christmas.
some game for y'all young whippersnappers, man. But nah, man. Instead of like the normal material things, which I did give her.
Yeah,
I got her something that really kind of taps into what her new goals are and what her new passion and what she's trying to do, for the long term as far as her career. So she's in school to be an esthetician. She was previously in school at community college to do probably like social work, which I mean I don't even know if she was even sure about. But one of her like hobbies and passions were like facial skincare. Mm-hmm. She's really good at it. So she took a leap of faith and got into school to be an esthetician. So my thought was, kind of her big gift. Let me look up like who are the top estheticians in that industry, and let's see if we can potentially get a connection going and potentially she can talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
So I did my research, found a lady by the name of Shani Darden. black lady, and found her on social media. I DM'd her. I was like, hey, this is a situation. I would love for you to maybe do a Zoom meet and greet, and give her some game on the industry, some tips, stuff like that. She responded, and got in touch with like her publicist or manager or whatever, and we'll have something set up in the new year. So
That's
for her
big.
gift,
That's
I
big.
put together like a little bio of Shawnee, because she's not the most popular person, but she does work with celebrities. Jessica Alba, she's like good friends with her. I guess she's worked with the Kardashians. So she's certified.
Right,
She's certified.
right. She's elite for sure.
But yeah, man, I'm just hoping that that's something that can fuel her, and know that I have her support in whatever she wants to do. And again, like, that didn't cost me anything. It was something that she can take for years and years to come. And I mean, my hope is that Shawnee becomes like a little mentor to her, and she can learn from her and become who she wants to become. So yeah, sometimes guys, like, the Gucci bag, all that stuff, yeah, that's cool, but what's going to be long lasting,
Exactly.
and what's going to give real value to her, something that she can take with her for years to come. She's gonna be getting knowledge, man, and knowledge is power. So yeah, man, I wanted to share that with you all, man, because I thought that was pretty special for both of us. And yeah, shout out to Shawnee Darden, man. That's big time for her, because she's got a bunch of followers. She didn't have to respond to me, but she did, and I'm glad she did. So should be special.
Man, there's a lot of lessons there. The most valuable thing that you gave her didn't cost you anything, right? And that's a relationship, and that's knowledge. That also speaks to something that we're going to talk about. Well, two things we're going to talk about. Having goals, right? Because if she didn't have a goal, then you wouldn't even have known to even do that. Mm-hmm. And then number two is listening to people, asking questions, getting to know them. Not just talking about yourself and what you want to do, actually hearing what someone else's goals and dreams are. Now you have the ability to do something like what you did, right? And I think the heart that you approached Shawnee with, it wasn't about you.
No.
And it wasn't about, you weren't asking her to put her on, right?
Nah.
Which is where a lot of y'all, miss the ball with that. Like, y'all are asking for someone to do a lot of the work for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, put me on with this. Put me on with that.
I guarantee these people, like, they read their DMs. Because I've DM'd, some celebrities that, they have a big following. But depending on the message, man, like, if again, you're asking for stuff, and it just comes across that way, they're not going to respond, man. Because people are asking for stuff from them left and right.
Every day.
But, yeah, man, my approach was like, can you just have a conversation?
Exactly.
That's going to go a long way, right? Like, if LeBron were to come on the podcast, I don't care about your gear, dog. Like, I don't want shoes. I'll tell you, I would like a pair of shoes. But no, like, I want to learn about your work ethic and how you approach the game, how you approach business.
Yep.
How you're a family man, how you balance all that stuff. Like, that's the stuff that's going to be valuable for me.
Right.
Like, I don't need shoes, man. And the older I get, like, and I haven't bought a pair of shoes in a minute. Like, I'm at that point where it's like, I'm bigger than that stuff now, man. And granted, I still like to look fresh, and I'll treat myself here and there, but it's not about that stuff. Like, I want to buy some new mics. I want to invest in this podcast. I want to invest in the goods. I want to help Nico get a new camera. Like, that's the stuff that matters to me at this point.
Right.
We'll take that.
Facts.
Yeah, it's just a higher level of thinking, man. Like, stop asking for people who don't know you to just do favors for you. And a lot of it is out of laziness. You don't want to take the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, like everyone has to have a relationship with someone who can help take them to the next level. But is your heart to just take?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or is your heart, I want to be a student and I want to be able to take what you're using to help others, and then eventually maybe put others on game like I was put on game.
There's two types of people, man. It's givers and takers.
Yep.
Everybody's in it for themselves. What do you have to offer them?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want you to help me. Okay, but what are you? What are
Yeah.
you giving up?
Yeah.
Right.
So that's another thing you gotta think about too. Like, what are you bringing to the table?
Mhm.
Right. That's a great point, man.
Mhm.
And a lot of people they don't think about that. And that actually was the last thing I wanted to touch on with the Christmas season. This is a time where people pride themselves on giving more than receiving, right? But what happens January 1st? Where's your mindset go? Right? November, everyone's thankful. Where's your mindset go January? And giving more than receiving that shouldn't be a seasonal thing. That should be a lifestyle. And one of the last things I wanted to touch on, a lot of churches that I've been to in our church, we do this a lot when we pray over tithes and offering. So those who don't know, tithes and offering is the money that's given by the congregation to the church. Okay, when they go around the collection plate and collect money, and most churches they pray over it, right? And one of the things that most people in our church say is,
I hope most churches do.
Yeah. I mean, they should. A lot of it's online now, but one of the main phrases that always stuck with me is, thank God for those who gave, and those who didn't give, that they would be able to give with their time and talents, right? So some of you may not even have the resources to give a great gift, but let's listen to what Austin just said. The best gift he gave was free, right? And at this point, again, transitioning out of the holiday season, sometimes just giving your time and your gifts and talents, that's really what our life is should be centered around, right?
Man.
Not gifts. Gifts are awesome, but gifts fade away. The impression you can make on somebody with your time and talents, that could be, everlasting.
I can't tell you how many times, like me personally, I've been blessed just by showing up. Literally just showing up.
Mm-hmm.
I say this all the time. Like the job I had with the Washington football team, I got that job because I showed up to a charity 3-on-3 basketball tournament. When I played at a pro level, like nobody was on the same level as I was. So I didn't have to go, but I knew the person who invited me is someone that's done a lot for me. So I'm gonna take my time, and give to him because I know this is gonna mean something for him.
Right.
And here I am now, blessed to have a job, even during COVID.
Yep.
Like I had, man, it's crazy, man. Just show up and show up with the right heart.
Exactly.
That's really what it comes down to.
And that's really a testament to what we were talking about earlier with the workaholic mentality and being overly focused on reaching a certain goal, that you miss opportunities that God is opening for you. He's opening up. Sometimes, he may want you to just slow down.
Yeah.
Slow down, just relax, slow down, and just be aware. Have awareness of what's going on, so that you're in the mindset and you have the mentality to be looking for certain things or to be open to certain things. But I've been guilty of being so focused on certain goals and things that I get invited to stuff or someone asks me to do something and I'm like, nah, I can't do it. And but I've also been blessed by doing the opposite. So Yeah, man, this time of year is awesome. Everyone's in a better mood, but let's really dig deep into why. Okay, and let's take that same mentality and take it throughout all of 2021. But speaking of just kind of recapping, a year in total, we did want to kind of touch on this year specifically in sports. I mean, it's been a crazy year. We're sports guys, so we had to touch on it. The year started off rough, with Kobe Bryant passing away. I mean, it still doesn't.
I never will.
Yeah, it still doesn't make sense to me. It still hasn't really hit me. I see, highlights and stuff, and on social media and commercials.
Yes.
It still hasn't hit me that he's not here.
I often
anymore.
forget sometimes, to be honest with you.
For real, like it really hasn't. It's not gonna hit me until they induct him into the Hall of Fame, and that's when I know I'm gonna be emotional. But it started out with Kobe, passing away, and then pretty much COVID came and derailed a lot, man. For every sport, you know what I mean? Like no one has been immune to the effects of COVID. But what I think has been cool, man, is people have had a figure it out mentality, throughout this year when it comes to sports, right?
It really revealed, like, this is on the court, field, whatever, or off. You really figure out, like, who the hustlers are.
Yeah.
Like, for real. You really figured it out. And I think that's been kind of the beauty of it, man. Like, it's like, okay, underneath, this layer, who are you?
Mm-hmm.
And it just goes back to, like, when you're in times of distress and uncertainty, that's when your true character reveals itself.
No doubt.
And yeah, it's been dope to see, really kind of how we've impacted people and how they've kind of tapped into their own, hustler spirit.
Right.
But yeah, it's been a interesting year. Interesting to see what the future looks like.
How do you feel about the future of college and not just college and pro, just sports in general? After COVID, I'm doing air quotes if you're not looking at the YouTube. Which you should be, by the way.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, for me, working in sports, you're definitely like wary of, okay, what is this going to look like? Because it has affected the business. It's affected people's livelihood. Honestly, like a lot of people that work in sports, have lost jobs. But no, I am optimistic, man. Just because, we for one, we have to trust God, and two, like, we got to trust the science, and it's tough right now, obviously, just with the vaccines and what it's done for people, but we have to trust it, just like how you trust ibuprofen. It's not as drastic, but we have to trust it, and I think we'll get in a better place. But if you think it's gonna look the same, what it used to, nah, you're fooling yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I think.
But a lot of it is good though.
No, for real.
I can't even fake, dog. Like, it's cold out. I like wearing my mask. That joint keeps me warm. If I'm at
It really does, bro.
if I'm at FedEx Field and it's 20 degrees out and I'm a fan, I'll probably put my mask on because that joint is gonna keep me warm. So a lot of good has come out of it, man. As far as like the health and safety of it, I think again they'll be smarter when it comes to who they're letting in the building, because again, especially in football, like you're outside, a lot of germs are spread. at football games. You're drunk. You're sharing drinks and thousands of people around you. Like,
And I know for
it's not.
I know
it's
for
not
a fact,
safe.
I know for a fact, dudes in particular are walking out the bathroom without washing their hands.
Oh my goodness! Yes.
Absolutely,
Yes.
100% is happening, especially if they've been
Dog.
drinking. But a lot of people are sober,
Yeah.
and
Don't
you're
get me
high
started
fiving
with
during
that.
touchdowns
Exactly.
and first downs.
I see that happen.
Little dirty booty little boys, man.
I see that happen all the time. So yeah, I think this has been, like, from an operational standpoint, there's definitely a lot of things that are going to be in place now that are good. I just hope the experience is kind of matched to what it used to be, because, you know, being a player and playing in cool environments, like, there's nothing like it, man. There's nothing like it, and that's even at, like, the high school level.
Yeah.
I mean, forget high school. Growing up,
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
in youth leagues, like,
Yeah,
you know, hearing your mom and dad go crazy, and you know, the other team parents going crazy, like, you feed off that stuff,
Yeah.
man. Especially as an athlete. But yeah, I mean, I guess the word is optimistic, you know, because I mean, I like to see some stuff in 2021 that I want to be a part of, you know, a la the Nova basketball tournament, because I think that would be special for this area. So yeah, I'm hopeful, man. I'm hopeful. What about you?
yeah. I want to echo what you talked about when it comes to people playing with fans, right? I think that the interesting thing that came out of this year is you kind of had to go back to the basics, like playing, you know, whether it's in practice, scrimmages. You know, we played in environments in college during winter breaks where there's literally no fans. You know what I'm saying?
The worst.
And it's not easy.
The worst.
It's not easy. So I think I like that it tested these athletes to really show their love for the game. You know what I mean? Because it's easy to play for recognition. It's easy to feed off of other people, right? But what I love about this, and it's really true of life, you have to rely on your team and your team only.
Yeah.
Like it's just you and
That's
and
why I
your
love
guys
it.
in the trenches.
That's why I love playing on the road, dog. Because you really see who's with you.
Yeah, nah, that's a fact.
It's only you and your brothers or sisters, you know, in war, man. Like, that's why I know for me, road wins are the most memorable games
Absolutely.
in my career.
Absolutely.
Like, there's nothing like it, dog. There's nothing
Especially
like
in a conference or division.
it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those are the toughest ones because once you get into conference play, the division play, like that team is calling out your play. Like you call a play, watch the screen,
Yep.
watch the back door. Like they know what you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's that familiarity aspect, but I like that it really tested these pro athletes who are at the top of the top, and they're used to dealing with celebrities and the fan interaction and all that. And it's like, nah, y'all are just like us playing in the league that we just won. I had to throw in the fact that we just
Yeah,
won.
I forgot to shout that out, man. Yo, I'm still sore from that.
Facts.
So for the listeners, me and Marshall play, like we still play basketball.
At a high level, too.
Yeah, definitely.
I can still get that at work.
Yeah, I don't want that smoke. But anyways, yeah, we played in this league, man. Ended up winning the league, but we had to play literally back-to-back games. Like, when I tell you I haven't done that since it's literally been like 10 years since I played in back-to-back games.
With
Like,
minimal rest.
Zero, like, I mean, you did. I don't think you came
I
out
didn't
the
come
game.
out. I played 80 minutes.
Yeah.
You played like 77 minutes.
Right. I'm gonna work out after this. I haven't worked out since, cause I've been that sore.
I don't blame you. And here's the thing, man. Not only did we play that much, because of COVID, we couldn't go into the gym until like 10 minutes before our game
there's
started.
no warm-up.
So there's no warm up. We're coming out of a cold car. No warm up. we do like 17 layups in the layup line, and then we're playing.
Jumpers.
We're playing.
And then you
dog.
add in the fact we haven't played in a month.
We hadn't played in a month because of the holidays, and then some tournaments that they had that pushed the playoffs back, and we were the number 2 seed, so we had to bye. So yeah, man, we ended up
it got a
coming
little
out.
trippy too.
Yeah.
Your dudes is funny, dog.
People try to get us out of our element. It doesn't work though. But yeah, man, it just reminded me. It's like they're just like us playing in this league.
Mm-hmm. A dude literally said, he's like, "Yo, this is what the bubble must be like."
Yeah, it is.
There's literally the two teams, the refs, the people doing the score, and then like players from on the other courts. That's literally what the bubble was.
That's what it
they
was.
got more, cinematics and sound effects, but like it's just you, the team you playing, and the refs. You just going at it, dog.
No one's there. There's no fans to hype you up when you hit a shot.
Nope.
No one to yell at you
Teammates.
to get you going. It's just you and your teammates. We had no coach, to league. But yeah, I mean the flag football leagues right now, softball leagues, it's the same as NFL and MLB. I mean,
I've been to a game during COVID in the NFL. It was like a scrimmage, dog.
yeah.
Like these are the best athletes in the world, and like it literally felt like Herndon was scrimmaging freaking Yorktown.
This is probably a terrible game.
Yeah, that's a terrible matchup.
It's a terrible game because both teams right now.
Hopefully, Herndon football is going to get to a better place, man. Because they haven't been good really since.
Do they have enough players now?
I don't know. That's a good question. But I
At one
think
point they didn't have enough players, and I was like,
Yeah.
this is just
it's bad. But I do think with the new renovations and they're supposed to be like rezoning, it should help football. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
been a
things have
drought,
changed.
man.
Things have definitely changed. But
Nico was cold though. I can't.
Nico used to
was
moss
cold.
fools.
Yeah, Nico was cold.
Nico used. I thought you were.
Did you get any looks?
it's a long story.
All right, we don't got to get into it.
Yeah.
We got to have you on the pod, bro. you have a interesting story, man. So we got to get you and Eric.
Yeah, I feel like
We got to get you on the pod.
Nico
man.
didn't tap into what he could have been, dog. For real.
Episode 100, bro.
Episode 100.
All right. Hey, we got the footage.
we gonna lock you in, man. I mean, we don't have
Damn,
every other
100,
Barry.
dog.
We don't have every other Barry.
100
you
might
know
have
what
to
I'm
be
saying?
like a live joint, dog. For real.
Like first take in the NBA Finals somewhere. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? With the live
You
crowd.
need a scenery change.
Yeah. Once this COVID comes, man, we're gonna have to travel somewhere and do an episode.
It might be in our parents' backyard at a cookout or something.
That would be lit.
I'm with it.
You,
man.
dog, you know how many people would come to that?
Yeah, that'd be-
especially if mom's cooking. They don't care about us.
They really don't. They get a plate. A lot of people get a plate and then just bounce, man. So I don't blame them. But now going back to what I was saying, I felt like it humbled a lot of these professional athletes.
Yeah.
And they went from, they're still getting paid or whatever. They're still on TV, but like what's going on in the NBA right now is no different than the men's league.
It isn't.
No different than the men's league. One of the other things I was going to say was about, man, it just slipped my mind. Oh, man. It'll come to me. But overall, I mean, I think that this year, that's what it was. It really showed you that off the court, like I just talked about how they're just like us right now. But off the court, it's like, man, these people need a plan B, like income, and they need backup stuff,
Yeah,
just
that's
like we
actually-
do.
That's a good.
Just like we do,
'Cause
because people, like sports was taken away, dog. People don't understand. If you don't play a game in the NBA, like these guys are hourly employees. You know what I'm saying? Yes, they have contractual obligations, but if you don't play, you don't get paid.
And yeah,
You know what I mean?
Think about the non-LeBrons.
Yeah, exactly. Which is
The
90% of the league.
Like,
They don't
yeah,
have
a lot of
endorsement
these,
deals.
yeah, these dudes are struggling, man. Like, and that actually brings me to something I want to talk about or just mention. Quinn Cook, you know, we laugh and joke about Quinn and how he's, you know, he's kind of always in the picture. If you guys ever, I just want you guys to just notice, like, if you watch the Lakers play, just look at Quinn Cook, like, on the bench, and
At a timeout.
you'll notice that he's always in the picture.
Always in the
And
camera.
at this point, we would joke about it, but it's definitely strategic.
It's obvious.
It's strategic, and it's so smart, but it's also hilarious.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, shout out to Quinn, man, because he was on, I think it's the Boardroom Pod with
KD?
Katie.
I didn't-
Katie and his agent.
I didn't know that. This is recently?
Yeah, recently.
I gotta check
he
that
posted on a story, but he was talking about just like, we talked about having like a OG kind of mentorship. He has the ultimate OGs. Like, he's played with LeBron, KD, Steph, and he talked about really taking advantage of the people who he's in rooms with. And he talked about how, like, he knows, man, he's probably not ever going to be, like, you know, an integral part of a team as far as the minutes played and stuff like that. So he's kind of reshaped and shifted his mindset about, okay, well, I'm not going to be this person on the court. I'm not probably going to make this much money, but I'm going to use Katie's agent and talk about, you know, from a business standpoint, how I can leverage the opportunities that I have now.
Right.
And he talked about how, like, instead of going home and playing 2K, like, his mindset now is like, okay, what meetings do I need to take? Because if you look at, like, Quinn he's got some good, like, sponsorship deals.
Yeah, he's posted
Like, I just
a couple
saw something
ads.
with, like, Lululemon.
Mm-hmm.
I remember back in the day he had something with, like, Smoothie King.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, he's a smart dude, but you could just tell he has the right people in his corner, and he's shifted his mind in a different way to where he's going to set himself up after basketball.
Right.
Because in sports, man, it's a short career. It really is. That's why, again, LeBron, you could argue he's one of the best on the court, but, like, off the court, man, he's the best.
To me, he's the best ever. In the NBA, but potentially in sports of all time.
I mean, Jordan, but even, like, Jordan is one of the best businessmen just because of his brand and his apparel and all that stuff. But, like,
He wasn't a public figure.
Nah.
he wasn't.
Nah.
He wasn't.
Nah.
But, like, LeBron, this dude, like, Liverpool. Like, I remember when he, you know, made there was a press release on him partnering up with Liverpool. That was before Liverpool started winning Champions Leagues and Premier League titles. Like, freaking his new tequila, Lobos or something. Obviously with Beats. He's got a freaking lifetime deal with Nike. The Calm app. Like, I know this stuff because I work in sponsorship, so, like, you know, I pay attention to this stuff. But yeah, man, it just, he set himself up beyond the game, and he's setting his family up and their families up.
And you don't have to be
I didn't
a
even
millionaire
mention
to
I didn't
do
even
that.
mention the school that he
Yeah, the I Promise
yeah.
School.
So yeah, it's cool to see, and I think Quinn has kind of, you know, looked at LeBron, and that's why, again, I think we had this conversation last week, but it's bigger than skills, dog, when it comes to basketball. Like, LeBron can't do what Kyrie does, he can't do what KD does, but he can elevate people's mindsets, which will transfer to them on the court. And, like, AD might have an MVP year because of, I think, LeBron and what he brings to the table as far as a leader. And there's not many guys that can do that
No.
in the NBA.
No, not even.
Matter of fact, I don't think there is anybody that can do that in the NBA.
Not right now.
No.
I think Steph
But-
is starting to,
Yeah.
you know, reach that level. I mean, he just started his own brand within Under
Steph know
Armour.
he ain't winning no championships no more.
Oh yeah, I mean that's
They been getting house party, dog.
40-piece nuggets, man.
Nah, once they get Clay back, they'll be all right.
Yeah.
But they're still not going to be like, they lost a lot, man.
Nah. The
Lost
West,
a lot.
the West has gotten better Like legitimately, the eighth seed in the
They're not gonna make
West.
the playoffs.
I doubt it. Nah.
They're not gonna make the playoffs.
I
I mean, you
doubt
got two LA teams: Denver, Portland,
Utah,
Utah,
Dallas.
Phoenix, Dallas. That's 8. That actually might be the 8. The 8 teams.
Then you can never sleep on the Spurs.
Never sleep on the Spurs.
You got the Pelicans.
Are the Kings? Yeah, the Pelicans. The Kings might not be bad.
There isn't a team in the West
The
that's just
Timberwolves.
trash, except for the Timberwolves. I can't stand the Timberwolves.
Yeah,
For real. So, I mean,
they won. I think their first game. Karl Anthony Towns had a good game, especially in honor of his mother who
yeah,
who
R.I.P.
they
to her.
lost due to COVID.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to his mother. But yeah, man, it's sports. It's been a wild ride, but I think you also notice just how important sports are to just society. Period. Like
It's a getaway for most people.
it is, man. It really is. Like I know for me, like not having the NBA, not having the NCAA tournament, like I was sick, dog. Like
I was. But what I was gonna say, man, this actually took another turn. But it's interesting, man. Look, I say the stuff that can be controversial, or people are thinking that they don't want to say it. But what I saw this year, especially with sports, is the true economic power of the African American community. Right? You take away the NFL and the NBA,
yeah,
which are the most watched sports, television wise, in this country. You take away college
Influential-wise.
football and college basketball, which are close to or right behind the NFL and NBA in popularity. Those are predominantly African American sports when it comes to the breakdown of percentage of athletes.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
The entertainment industry, period.
Nah, for real. Yeah, even acting right now.
I saw. You might have seen this. Meek Mill tweeted and tagged like Lil Durk or Lil Baby and was like, "Yo, like, I need somebody from Silicon Valley to like we need." Basically saying like we need our own platform, like streaming platform. And if they can pull that off, dog, it's gonna get scary.
We got Tidal.
Yeah, we do, but it's gonna take somebody like a Drake, dog, to like. And who knows? Maybe Drake is cooking something up. But if he
He the type to just pop up.
if he can
Yeah.
if he comes out with some like OVO streaming, it's a wrap for a lot of these, like Apple, Spotify. It's a wrap for a lot of them, dog.
Even on the entertainment side, when it comes, well, music is entertainment, but like the Netflixes, the Hulus. Like I know Dame Dash was cooking something up, but imagine if we take all the black shows in history that are on Netflix, Hulu, HBO, and that's all on one platform. Dave Chappelle was talking about it.
Yeah, that's
He
what
was
he,
like,
that's
look,
what he was doing.
y'all aren't about to. Y'all already did me dirty once. Y'all not about to do me dirty again. And this isn't like a rebellion of other communities and we're taking all our money, but it's about having ownership over what is really ours.
Well, yeah, and
And if you go back to our first episode, it's what's going to elevate the black community
And
is
honestly-
economic power, because when you have economic power, then you can actually move things forward in a way that you'll be taken seriously. A lot of people think, well, black people, if they get all this money, that they're going to try to take over. Black people we just want to have a fair shot and to move forward. It's like other communities.
Look at and I think you've seen this, but Euphoria. Have you seen the new part of it? Have you finished it yet?
Nah, I haven't finished
Okay.
it.
Well, there's like a new episode. Have you seen Euphoria? Super dope, dog. But like, I want y'all to go watch that joint because it talks about, the times now, but the guy, if you guys have seen it, but Rue and like her, it's like her.
The AA guy.
Yeah. Dog. It's a super powerful scene. He talks about like kind of what the black people need to do, and it's. Again, I don't want to ruin it for you guys.
Yeah,
but,
I'm gonna check it out for sure.
it's really good, man.
Definitely gonna
really
check
good.
it out. But yeah, man, it's important because for years, and it's actually is another Netflix series to check. It's actually not a series, it's a movie, but it's Ma Rainey's Big Black Bottom. It's like a hour and 30-minute movie. It's similar to the Fences movie. It's actually the last film Chadwick Boseman was in, so y'all definitely need to watch it because
the like jazz.
Oh
yeah. Me and Jess watched it.
Y'all watched that?
Yeah, it's good.
And a lot of that has to do with like if you look at her right now, she would have been seen as the rebellious, angry black woman.
Yeah.
But she was like, I have the talent.
Yep.
Y'all not about to bully me around. Like she was the
Go get
directors.
my coat.
yeah, like the not the directors, but the manager and the record label exec. She was running the show. They were trying to rush her to do things. She's like, nah, like I'll take my stuff somewhere else. And I think that's important to know that like we have more leverage than we realize. And I think COVID had revealed that, especially in the entertainment world.
Hey guys, thanks for clocking in with us and making it this far into the episode. We want to continue these episodes for as long as possible, but we might need your help. If you click on the description on each episode, you'll find a link that reads support this podcast. If you enjoy keeping up with us, click on that link and you can make a monthly donation. All right, you guys hear enough of me talking anyways, so let's get back into the episode.
We did want to talk about a movie that we just saw yesterday. Me, Yasin, and his girlfriend Jessica watched it together. You guys have probably seen the commercials, but it's called Soul. It's on Disney Plus. Neek, you got to pull it side by side, man. The main character, Joe Gardner, looks exactly like my dad.
Son,
He looks exactly like my dad.
dog, it's not even like we honestly
scary,
think
bro.
we honestly think I don't know how they found my dad's profile or whatever, but this dude,
He looks
like-
exactly like him.
like the cartoon version of Walter L. Hamilton III. Like, look at this dog,
The wardrobe.
son.
He
Are
looks
you kidding
exactly
me?
like my dad, bro.
Yo, he got dressed up for Halloween.
Son, that's not even like.
Yeah, no, he got dressed up.
It's
for
like
Halloween.
they didn't even
The shade though.
they didn't even try.
Yeah,
dog.
he's a little bit like, but he looks exactly like my dad.
They didn't even
The
try.
mustache, the
nose,
nose, the glasses, like the like dog, everything.
Yeah.
He looks exactly like my dad. Royalties, Disney.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all out here. You know what I'm saying?
Swagger Jack.
Swagger Jack. It
Really
was
good.
good, man. We're
Really
actually
good.
gonna get into
Yeah,
it.
we can get into it, but we can't ruin it.
Yeah. So there's a couple scenes we wanted to touch on. We got it up here. So, he's a older, aspiring jazz musician. He's probably like in his 40s, and he's never really had that big break,
Yeah.
and he's not really satisfied with his life.
He's a middle school, like part-time band teacher.
Yeah, not even full time.
But you can tell like jazz specifically is like is in his heart.
Yeah.
Like, that's what he lives and breathes.
And his mom, who's, he still lives with, I think, is
No,
like,
he doesn't.
He doesn't. No, he doesn't. He doesn't live with her. Yeah, you're right. But she's still involved in his life pretty heavily. The dad passed away. He was a jazz musician, and he kind of chased his dream. It didn't really go anywhere. They didn't really have a lot of money coming from
Let's
him.
also add the main character, Joe Gardner, was played by Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Voice.
Yeah, the voice is Jamie.
Voice. Yeah. So for those who don't know, Felice Rashad she is Claire Huxtable from The Cosby Show.
Yep.
So really powerful cast, man.
We gotta give Jamie Foxx his flowers, though.
I just posted on Instagram. Shout out to her name's Jessie Pascal. She did some artwork for us, and we wanted to commemorate some of our favorite '90s shows, as well as just musical artists, really from the past. And we put Jamie Foxx show on that joint, dog.
Yeah, underrated, man.
Super underrated.
Underrated. Super low budget.
Yeah, very
That
low
joint was
budget, but
budget.
hilarious.
It was hilarious. Shit.
Um,
They were like opening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Right, whatever.
yeah.
The air
Exactly.
balloon.
Yeah, like but that's definitely top 10.
Yeah, man. But yeah, to go to your on your point, like Jamie Foxx to me is the most talented dude like of all time.
In Hollywood, yeah.
Like I watch his stand ups probably monthly when he's on the piano, he's singing the Brady Bunch. Yeah, man.
We don't know what songs he's written
Oh.
for people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. His own albums.
Just
he's
go
had hit.
like we got to get Jamie on the pod, man.
Yeah,
one of these
let's do it.
days. But just go and watch his interviews, dog. He's so funny. He's so entertaining. Like he did a there's an old interview when he's on one of the old like BET show. Wanda. I don't know if you remember that joint.
With Wanda Sykes.
No, it's not Wanda Sykes. I think her name was Wanda, but basically he's showcasing because he's moving from, you know, the funny In Living Color Jamie to like really taking my music career seriously.
Mhm.
And he's on that joint on his piano, and he's just like he's singing to her, and he's just super dope, man. But yeah, dog, like, you know, round of applause for Jamie.
Yeah, for sure.
He's special, dog.
He did a great job too with this role. But I brought up his mom because his mom basically was trying to kill his dream. Like, look, just be happy with a secure job, you know, as a teacher. And he wasn't really satisfied with that. Some stuff happened in the movie. He kind of saw a flash forward of his life, and he was like, "Man, I didn't live a impactful life at all." You know, so I bring that up because we're going into a new year, right? And for some people, it's been a really great year. For some people, it hasn't. But what this year really taught me is you really got to take every day, approach it like it might be your last. Not in a doom and gloom way, but leave it all out on the field. Leave it all out on the court. Because, you know, if you don't do that, you're going to live a life of regret. And there's too many people who go to the grave with unfulfilled, I'm not even going to say reaching their goals, but even just going after it. If you go after it and you don't get there, you can lay at rest and think, all right, I gave it all.
There's something like invigorating about just the attempt. Like, dog, with this podcast, we're not making any money.
Nah, not yet.
Not yet, but if we didn't, dog, if you know, we just ended up hanging it up, I would be so happy that one, we tried to get to a certain point, but two, like, we know the impact this podcast has had on people. Even if it's just one person, dog.
Yeah, that's all.
We did our job.
Yeah, exactly.
We did our job. But yeah, man, just I go back to the Wayne Gretzky quote. You know, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Like, you just never know, man. Just try it. Like that DM from that Shawnee lady. Like,
You have nothing to lose.
no, she has like 500,000 followers.
Nothing to lose.
And you know, if I don't shoot that shot, you know, Jessica still would have had a good Christmas, but you never know. Maybe she gives up on her dream to become an esthetician. But what I did for her, you know, that's something she'll never forget, and hopefully the knowledge she gets from Shawnee will take her to the next level.
Right.
So,
Yeah, because
Just shoot, man. Shoot your shot. Just like you shoot your shot in the DMs. Shoot your shot in your own life.
right. Hey, that should be a shirt too. Shoot your shot in your own life.
For real.
But yeah, man, he saw what his life was going to be, and you know, I'm not going to ruin the movie, but what I will say is, after pursuing certain things that he thought would fulfill him, he did get another chance at life, and he decided, you know what, man, I'm going to enjoy and be grateful for the little things every day, every minute. You know, and another thing that came out of that movie that was powerful is, you know, sometimes, man, what you think is going to be the thing that fulfills you, what you think is your purpose, may not always be what you're passionate about, right? Or what you're good at.
Or it may not look the way you thought or wanted it to.
Or feel.
Exactly.
Or feel.
If you would have told me, just even in my job, like I don't think this is my purpose, but Nico, you saw me, you know, in high school. Like I was a soft-spoken dude. You know, I wasn't.
Yeah,
I wasn't. You know, we don't gotta bring up the cornrows now. Okay. They're coming back for some reason, and I'm having PTSD actually.
I was gonna say.
I've been getting haircuts every week.
I thought you were gonna say, wait, are they coming back for you?
No, absolutely not. I'm getting haircuts every week, so no one ever thinks that I'm ever gonna attempt to do that again.
Honestly, dog, if you're not Kawhi, like, you got.
Nah, Richie got him. Let Richie live, man.
Richie do?
Richie can rock.
Okay.
Yeah, Richie.
I
you
let
know,
Richie. Bro.
Yeah, nah, Richie. I already know Richie gonna have hang time. You know, Richie got good hair. You know what I'm saying? He can pull it off.
I don't like when I'm seeing people like Marcus Smart plays for the Boston Celtics. He had like the Pootie Tang plaits.
We
like,
need the '90s.
I'm like, dog.
We don't need the Menace to Society Jones, man. Like, let's just keep it simple.
I know when COVID, man, like dudes were struggling. You know, I was struggling, but like, I'm pretty sure you can get a cut, man.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Nah, for sure.
I mean,
but
I know I wouldn't trust myself cutting myself.
now what I was gonna say is I'm in sales. I've been in sales since I got out of school, right? Sales, you got to be able to freaking project your voice. You got to talk to people. You got to be confident. I would have never thought. I even said in college, I'll do anything but sales when it comes to business. I don't want to do sales because it wasn't in my comfort zone. Now I'm in sales, and I'm in a sales job at my age, where a lot of people, you know, are 15, 20 years, sometimes 30 years older than me. You know what I mean? So it's not about what I think I need to do or what I think is my plan. Now, I will say, you have control. Like I'll speak for Christians. A lot of Christians think, well, if God didn't shine a light and send a dove with a note, it's not my purpose. Like, nah, you have to take action.
It's
you
a
got to
two-way.
do stuff.
People don't understand. It's a two-way street, dog. Like, God may give you certain signs, but you have to act on it.
Yeah, we have free will.
Like, you have to act on it.
We have free will. So, my point is, you know, like my dad said, you know, if you are a Christian, obviously, you know, try to pray about it and get in God's word. I mean, just because you aren't a Christian doesn't mean that you're not. There's no way you're going to find a purpose. No, there are probably more people who find their purpose as non-Christians. This is a controversial thing to say, but I think it's true.
Federico.
There are more people who probably find their purpose who aren't Christians because they're not relying on some, you know, freaking miracle sign than Christians who are just waiting there. Or think, well, you know, I got to pray about it. I don't know if that's in God's will. A lot of that is fear. You just don't want to say it. Does that mean that the non-Christians are you know, better off? No, it doesn't mean that. But my point is,
you have to go get it.
Just like take action. God can't move a parked car, man. Like, you got to start doing stuff, and then eventually, if your mindset is on the right thing and your heart is right, which is to help other people, serve others,
You'll get to that.
you'll get there. But if your heart is wrong, or you're afraid to take action,
taking the easy way out.
It's not,
yeah,
it's not gonna happen, man. So, there's points in the movie where people are trying to figure out what am I here for, or like I said with my dad last week, y'all should definitely go back and listen. Sometimes you get to that goal and it's not what you thought it was gonna be, right? There are a ton of people who think that a profession or a goal is gonna be the thing that brings them happiness and fulfillment.
I use this example. A lot of people, athletes, they get to the pros, and then it's just like, all right, well, I'm here. They've been working towards this their whole lives, and once they get there, it's like you're kind of just going through the motions.
Yeah,
that's a perfect example of, you've been doing something your whole life and you've been good at it, but this might not be what God had intended for you. Like another example, Joe Budden. Joe Budden was a rapper. He had some success, but I know he's said this before. He's a better kind of media person than he was a rapper.
Yeah,
and he's probably been rapping his whole life.
For sure.
But the reason why his podcast is so successful, he's got other things going for him. Sometimes you got to be redirected, for, and I've said this before, redirection for your own protection, because you just never know, man. Like I didn't get to a certain level in sports or whatever, but I've tapped into some other things that I know will prepare me for what God really has in store. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you just gotta let things go, man, and just go with the wind, man. Honestly, but most importantly, you gotta act on it and actually put in the effort and work. Man.
That's a really good point, man, because I know that we're put in certain platforms to be able to fulfill our purpose and why we're put on earth even better, right? LeBron James could go down as the best basketball player of all time. That is now a platform that he's been using to help others, right? Because that's all about him. Like, you think about it, most people, their goals or their ambitions is more about them typically than others, right? Like, me wanting to play college basketball, that was going to have an impact maybe on you or whatever, but that was more about me. But now I can take my experience, and now we have the goods, and I can use that now. Mm-hmm. But if we don't take the leap to start the goods, I will just talk about the old days all the time. Remember when this, remember when that, which is what a lot of former athletes, former musicians, former whatever, once that thing that they were good at ends, that's all they do.
Which is corny.
Yeah.
I see people all the time, like, even in that Facebook group we're in, the Nova Legends, like, people posting their own, like, accolades. It's like, that's so corny.
Yeah, it's whack.
Even with COVID.
Yeah.
All year we've seen people on the beach,
yeah.
And do something different.
Yeah, dog.
It's a lot of fun stuff to do right now.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I miss this. Bring this back.
There's stuff out there to do right now.
Let's look at what that did for you, right? When you were able to go to the club, and do certain things that were fun. Like, you probably spent more money. You probably damaged your health more. You probably did things with people you probably wouldn't have done if you weren't in that environment.
Yeah, under a certain influence.
It looks good, though. Look at me in my club. I didn't want to go here, but I had a conversation with a guy that we've been playing ball with at the gym. His name is Brian Kelly. He actually owns his own business. We call him BK. Yeah. And his son's in high school, and he was just saying how, like, COVID, he saw stats how COVID has really affected, millennial women and young high school girls more than anybody, really, when it comes to mental health.
Compliments, man. Compliments.
Exactly. When you can't go to the club, and it really revealed where people's you know, where
What
they
they
value
value,
themselves,
yeah, what they value.
where they value themselves with. You know, if you can't go to the club and have dudes holler at you, have dudes say certain stuff, even if it's people you don't like, even if it's a corny dude or they say something wild, you still deep down a lot of times like that. So when you can't get that attention now, and I blame social media, I blame society for this. I'm not putting this on the the young women or the women, but a lot of that, take me back here, take me back there. I miss
I hate
this. It's because
I
you
don't-
can't get
yeah.
that attention anymore.
Yeah, I don't
You can't
like
get that
at all.
attention.
Yeah,
And
we got to get rid of that in 2020.
Like,
TV, like, if you're gonna do a throwback Thursday, like, please don't let it be of you, in the club or on vacation, like.
twerking, all this.
No.
I mean, it goes for guys too.
Stop it,
Guys
man.
do it with the bottle. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the club, flexing, throwing money, or I got this girl on my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Like,
A lot of-
it's just y'all worry
Y'all
about the
from
wrong
Nebraska, y'all
stuff.
from Nebraska, man. I'm convinced.
The Cornhuskers.
Yeah, y'all from Nebraska.
Yeah, it's like what do you like? You really? Why do you miss that? That's what I'm gonna ask you. Why do you miss that? Why?
And
Why do you miss it?
We've talked. I don't know if we talked about this on the pod, but on the other spectrum, it's like it really revealed who your like close friends are.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking to one of my friends, and she's like, "Yeah, I haven't talked to those dudes in literally a year."
Bingo.
And I'm like,
Bingo.
"Well, it doesn't surprise me because the only time you talked to them or saw them was when you were going out."
I had a conversation with someone close to me about this multiple times over the last couple months, and I'm like, you take away partying, those people aren't your friends. Because guess what? When you needed them to help you move, crickets. When you needed them for this, crickets.
Wow.
When you needed them, when you depended on them, and the sad thing is, I know that you're a good friend because you would have helped them if they asked. But most people have acquaintances, social acquaintances.
Yep.
Y'all get drunk together, y'all smoke together, y'all have fun together. Take that away. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I don't have a lot of friends, dog.
I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, for real. I don't have a lot of. There are a lot of people that I'm cool with.
Yeah.
And that if I see them, it's gonna
Acquaintances.
be love. Yes, it's acquaintances.
But like,
But Nico, and even our guy brother Eric, who does the audio, we don't freaking go out. But we're tighter now. I'm tighter with Nico and even Eric now than I had
ever
been
before.
ever.
You're on the same basketball.
Even on the same basketball team. Yeah. And it's not that we ever had any beef. It's just that we're pursuing a common goal together that isn't really about us individually. Like, it's not about us. And we're not a bad influence on each other. Like,
No.
we make each other better. Like, there are things that, I may do that Nico doesn't do, or Nico do that I won't do, or Eric, or vice versa.
We don't have to mention them.
No, I mean, I wasn't gonna go into that.
No.
I'm just saying that like we're not. It's not about the differences. It's about the one common thing that matters. So
That's a lesson. That's another life lesson. Like, it's not about all of our differences throughout the world. We
Yeah.
all are just trying to live and support our families.
Yep.
So why tear someone down? Why not just bring them up?
you know what has to do with a lot of that, and this goes on to what we're gonna talk about next, is being able to listen to people. When all you want to do is tell people about what you think in your opinion, well, I don't agree with that, or this is what I think, then people aren't gonna. There's not gonna
telling
be
you.
any common ground. Like a lot of y'all are so focused on being right that you're not even open to hearing other people's
You just
perspectives.
explained 100% of the world's problems.
I've been saying this for a minute, bro.
Like, just listen. Just listen.
There's a song by Joyner Lucas. I gotta find it. It's the most powerful. It's the most powerful song I've heard when it comes to dealing with racial relations.
That's probably gonna be the name of this.
Speaking of which,
this
what's
episode.
up with this 2020 wrap up?
What you mean?
You know they do the end of the year wrap up song.
Oh yeah.
Whatever his name is. What's he gonna do for that? He might make an album for this year.
Yeah, I mean he got one of them Chris Brown albums.
Yeah, bro.
Chris Brown albums be like 70 songs, dog. Like, yeah. Man.
I'm Not Racist is the name of the song, and basically
By Joyner Lucas.
And you got to watch the music video. It's basically a like rural conservative white dude talking about all the issues he has with the black community and like, you know, why they think of them like this. And then on the other side is a black person from the inner city talking about his struggles and why he thinks that way. And at the end of the song, Joyner's talking about how, man, we really just need to listen to each other, and this is, I never knew that. That's how you felt. Both of them said that, and it's them hugging at the end of the video. And our first episode, that's an epitome of why we did that and what we were trying to get across. Mm-hmm. You know, and I bring this up as it relates to the movie Soul because there was a scene. Again, not going to ruin it, but there was a scene where he goes to the barbershop, right? And he asks the barber, like, you know, what's your purpose in life? And he starts telling him how he wanted to be a veterinarian and all these other things and how he got to where he is as a barber. And, you know, and then
he would have never known that if he didn't ask.
And the guy said that because the guy, Joe Gardner, was like, man, I never knew all that stuff. And then right before the barber closed the door, he said, well, it's the first time you asked.
And he appreciated it.
Their relationship was changed because every time he was in a chair, Joe was telling him about, hey, man, I'm trying to get to this music gig, and here's what's going on with me. All he talked about was himself. And that's most of society. And social media has made it, look at me, look at me, look at me. So take the time to just...
If you guys ever...
listen.
This is just advice in life, period. But, like, if you ever want to... I'm trying to figure out the best phrases. Like, not selfishly, but if you want to, you know, impress someone or... maybe get to another level within a relationship. Just ask something that, like, a simple question, like how's your family doing? It's simple. Like, my boss, he was visiting his father because he was having some health issues, and you know, when you're a boss at a certain level, man, all people want to do is
impress you.
Well, I mean, not just impress you, but just it's demanding. Like, they're just always asking for stuff. Can you look at this? Can you look at that? They're takers.
Yeah.
Right. And I have a personal relationship with this guy, but he said that on a call that he was you know, helping his father out, and I literally was like, hey man, like, I just sent him a text, how's your father doing? And when I tell you, like, he was just so, like, happy that I even asked and cared about that. It just goes a long way, man. Like,
and it was genuine. It was
genuine.
Hey, I'm trying to get in with my boss, so I'm gonna act like I care.
No.
And we learned that from our parents.
Yeah, for sure.
The amount of people that would come to our house and just vent to our parents growing up.
Oh yeah, that happens to me too.
Yeah, it happens
like, all the time.
Happens
bro.
to me
it's
too.
Actually, it's sometimes
it can be draining.
It can be draining because, like, I'm trying to get somewhere.
Yeah, nah, fact.
And yeah, man, yeah, like, people just literally, like, pour out their freaking heart out to you. But I think it's just something that God kind of blessed us individually with, like, as far as a discernment of.
Yeah. I think all of our siblings have it. I think you know, it's just been ingrained into us. But there's a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie.
That's it.
And it's not a manipulative thing.
It isn't.
If you just ask people if you just genuinely show that you care about them as a human being, and the best way to do that is to listen. Just
Yeah.
listen. Like, people think that sales is about talking.
No, it's not.
It's about listening.
Yeah.
It's about listening. And if you guys haven't figured it out, we're all in sales. Whether you do it for a living or not, we're all in sales.
Yep.
Guys, you want a tip as far as being able to, get the girl that you want? Genuinely ask them about themselves and listen. Don't talk about yourself. Don't talk about yourself. Ask them genuine questions. Ask legitimate questions, not just to, again, check off boxes. Like, try to get to know somebody.
Listen.
But yeah,
It-
it all
Give a
comes.
follow-up question
Yeah.
based off of what the answer to your first question.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dig deeper. Don't interrogate,
And then
but
I'm
just
I'ma give-
ask.
And
And
again,
tailor your questions.
Yeah. Show that you
Just
did some
do
research.
some research.
Yeah, like, why did you study psychology? What made you do that? You know what I'm saying? Like-
this, I'm gonna give a young. This should be a segment, a young whippersnappers game. Like, y'all go on dates, man. You should not be talking a ton on a date. Like, when you're with a young female or vice versa.
Young woman, because
Young
we can't
woman.
call them females.
That's
anymore.
true.
2020.
I'm telling you, man.
2020. That was
Just
established.
listen. Just listen and thank me later. Just listen,
I
man.
ain't gonna hold you. My memory is terrible.
Yeah,
But if I care, I will make a note. in
Exactly.
my phone.
Yeah. Yes.
I will make a.
Yes.
That's a reminder in my phone.
Yes.
So I can go back and do that
Yes.
if I care.
and it like goes back to the Christmas. Like, the pair of shoes that I got her, she said she had mentioned those shoes probably in like June or something, and I'm like, okay, mental note. And when she opened it, she's like, "How did you remember?" I listen, man. I may not listen all the time. I'm not perfect, but I'm listening.
Yeah, man. It's a life. It's a life.
The
thing.
young whippersnapper game brought to you by. We gotta find a sponsor for that segment. I need that
Yeah.
sponsor. Who should sponsor that segment?
Like a cologne company or something.
Cologne, Ralph Lauren.
Nah, I'm not really rocking with Ralph.
Okay.
Sean John or something. Remember Sean John? If you had Sean John back in the day, that was like the bougie version of FUBU. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
Sean
that
John.
was in cursive.
Sean John was in cursive.
I think Mom or Nana got us some Sean John.
Yeah, we had some Sean
like
John
a velour
shirts.
tracksuit.
Yeah, the velour. Let's not bring that back.
Maybe the tracksuit.
But here's a couple topics,
Polo
man.
tracksuit though.
Yeah. Hey,
South Pole, yeah.
South Pole was cold.
Bro, the South Pole, the little velour tracksuit.
Yeah.
Hey, dog,
With some forces.
our tracksuit.
Nah, the Fat Farms.
Okay, yeah.
The
Oh,
forces at the time,
wow.
It was the Fat
Yeah,
Farms.
forgot about the
yeah,
Fat
yeah.
Farms.
PH.
Yeah, that was like,
PH fat.
yeah. That
Yes,
was
sir.
middle school. That was my DC accent right
What
there.
was I about to say? Our track jackets. Your senior year, my junior year, them joints was tough. The black and red with the basketball on the
Were
number.
those,
Oh, I still got mine.
My dad.
Dabby one.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
about the bottoms, but I still got the top.
Yeah.
Uh,
Those weren't
I still got
Adidas,
the
were they?
bottoms.
Because they had stripes. I remember.
Nah. It was just some generic company like
Yeah.
I don't know. The Rock. I think it was The Rock.
Actually,
I think it was The Rock. I think The Rock is who made those.
It might be. I didn't
But now look, we ain't had the best season, but we look good.
Oh, we look real good.
We look good coming into the gym. We look
We
good.
wore black.
We had it was black and then the red stripes. And the thing about it that was dope, because back in the day, I said back in the day, like the year before, we had to wear like a suit, like a certain tie. And then I think we had to wear those with the jackets on away games, but home games we could just rock like, a tee under it.
Nah, not varsity. Yeah,
We couldn't?
my junior year varsity,
No, your senior year is what I'm talking about.
senior year, I think
Home games he let us.
wear those in away games.
We wore those, but we had the
You had a shirt.
we had a shirt and tie under the
Yeah.
jacket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah. Coach Hall was the opposite. I feel like.
Yeah.
Coach
Okay.
Hall, we dressed up on home games
Yeah.
and wore uniform.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I know for us.
We learned. I had to learn how to tie a tie because of freshman basketball. That's the
Shout
only
out
reason why.
Dominique Chambers. She used to tie all my ties.
My senior year, I think Wheelan would give us the option sometime. That's because
He
we
let y'all do whatever, man.
we
I'm
was
saying.
winning some games.
Yeah.
The lights, bro. I gotta say the lights. They turn the lights out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, nah, that was the first time they did that was my senior year against Chantilly. Because remember Game Day magazine?
Oh,
They had like the game of the week. We were the game of the week. The gym was packed too. And we had the dance after it. For no, like it was
Blackout
random.
dance,
The blackout dance, yeah.
Yeah, we took the L on that joint though.
By 2 points, I was sick.
You
Anyways,
got some twerk?
I mean, I was in a relationship at the time, but we ain't together anymore. Listen, you're damn right. I got some twerk. Okay. So,
I didn't get it.
Out of anger for the loss.
You got the angry twin.
Yeah, that's a.
I wasn't
scary-
angry during the twerk. I was just mad, and I'm like, look, if I ain't win this game, I ain't leaving this cafeteria without getting some twerk.
Oh, she got the sympathy twerk.
Yeah, we got a couple sympathy. I got a couple sympathy twerks for sure.
Oh man,
But
how much? Yeah, we got.
yeah, we got a couple. Yeah, we're gonna wrap up with some important stuff, man. We've kind of touched on some of these things throughout, but some of the Clock In podcast followers on Instagram wanted us to talk about some of the biggest lessons quarantine taught us. Some of the pros and cons of it all. I'll start, man. We've talked about this throughout all of our episodes. I think at some point, maybe not all, but a lot of them. Just go for it. I was a safe bet. Analyze everything before I make a decision kind of guy. This year, when I saw a lot of people pass away, when I saw how COVID took away a lot of opportunities from people. This was a year where I'm like, man, I don't have anything to lose. Just go for it. Mm-hmm. Like, take action. Take action. It also taught me to appreciate, the things that matter, right? I think it's crazy, man, because I've done more this year as far as, like, the amount of things I'm doing with work, outside of work, but my work-life balance is way better than it was when I was just doing a couple things. And it's because I realized, like, man, I own my own time. I'm going to do what I want with it. Even though I'm goal-driven, I don't feel like the obligation to do everything for everybody, right? And I spent more time around family, which is what matters. I've reconnected with way more people than I ever have this year. It just made me not take the little things for granted, man. So as far as like the pros, that's the big thing that came out of it. It forced me to just trust and just take action and appreciate the little things. Cons, I think that obviously it's limited, the ability to do certain things that we could just do without thinking, right? Like going to the gym, going to church, going to certain meetings that I would go to where I could interact with people. I think the lack of interaction with people has been the biggest con. Because I would say I'm an extroverted introvert.
Ambivert.
There
There it is.
it is.
There it is.
Can y'all spell that?
Come on, I was the spelling bee champion in eighth grade, son.
Oh,
You were?
I was 5th grade.
Of my class.
I was 5th.
Yeah, I've always been a really good speller. We used to like play games in the car. Like our parents were really big on like making sure we, were what's the word I'm looking for? Intuitive. Inquisitive.
Spelling was fun though.
Nah,
I used to love spelling. the multiplication cards. I used to kill everybody in them joints, dog.
I was good with math.
Everybody.
The 24 card, is that what
Yeah, I posted that.
I don't remember how to play.
Yeah. I mean, you just division, multiplication,
Kids don't play
subtraction,
games like that anymore.
addition.
I
It's
love
got
that.
to equal to 24.
Love that.
Yeah.
I gotta find that joint because I mean that would be dope to just have in the crib.
And it's different doing that like on an app versus just like
Nah.
you got the joint in your
Yeah,
hand.
and
you gotta
slap that joint on the table, and then you gotta go. Whoever finds it gets to 24 first.
Yeah,
wins.
it's competitive and you're learning. Like
Learning on the
people
fly.
don't do that stuff anymore, man. But yeah, I think the lack of human interaction. Like I started a new job a couple weeks ago, and I haven't been able to meet anybody that I work with. You know, I'm in sales. You know, everything I do is pretty relational, whether inside of work or outside of work. So it's like not being able to just shake someone's hand, look them eyeball to eyeball has been the biggest con. But I think outside of my personal life, a big con has been, I think, the social media reliability. Like people have been relying and been more active on social media from like this time perspective than they were before. And I saw it heavily during all this racial injustice stuff, which is another con. But I also think it has kind of turned into a pro in some ways because people have been forced to face the issue at hand. But I think the social media stuff that people have just been spending way too much time on, and is affecting people's mental health. I think those have been the main cons. What about you, man?
Yeah, I mean, you covered it, man. The phrase "go for it," that's just kind of been my mantra. I think since June when we kind of had that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the biggest thing for me, man, and they go hand in hand, is I'm looking at it from a spiritual lens. We're not in control. We're not in control. This COVID stuff came out of nowhere, and it's really telling us that we don't know what's going to happen. We don't have control. So then you have to live that way and say, well, I'm not in control, but I can control the things that I want to pursue.
And how you respond.
And how you respond,
Yep.
right? So, yeah, man, I think it's definitely told me that I need to be closer to God. I need to pray more. I need to, meditate more. I need to take care of myself, my mental health, physically. I got to make sure, my son is, on the right path, and as far as his development. But yeah, man, just understanding that, we aren't in control, and that you just never know.
Yeah.
You never know. And then, the fact that it reveals what's important to you. It reveals your own personal capabilities, because, it's like when you're working out, and people always say you probably have only tapped into like 40% of what you're actually capable of.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think COVID has revealed that,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like a lot of people have lost jobs, loved ones, but when you really get into the nitty gritty of it, it's like, well, you're stronger than you think. So yeah, man, it's been, I just 2020 just kind of been like a reset year in my opinion, and more so just like we have to settle down. Things have gotten out of control. Whether that's in your personal life, but just in society in general, man, like things have just gotten out of control.
Yep.
And I'm gonna go back to what I've said before, but we're just not in control of this life. So, we got to get closer to God, or whatever it is you believe in. You got to get closer to it, because life comes at you, man. It really does. And then as far as the con, you touched on it. Just the relational standpoint of it, not being able to be with friends and loved ones as much as you would like. Seeing people pass away that you've had some close connections to.
Yeah.
Has always been tough. Like we touched on Kobe, but like Chadwick Boseman, people that have been just super valuable to a large amount of people, and seeing them go has been tough.
Even people in our personal lives.
People in our
it's
personal.
we would never think they were gonna die.
Yeah.
Like not right now.
Not now, man. Not now. So yeah, I think that's been tough. But yeah, I mean, I think this year was needed, man. It's as unfortunate as it's been as a year. It's been needed, man, for people to understand and realize that, we do have a long way to go. You talked about the social justice stuff. Again, unfortunate what happened to George Floyd and all the other, victims of police brutality and other social injustices. But it's been important because people understand that these are real issues that have been going on for a while. And not just the police brutality stuff, but issues that outside of that we need to fix and we need to elevate.
Yep.
Go back to economics. Most importantly, mindset, which we've talked about on other podcasts, but it's revealed that we aren't where we thought we were. What's my guy's name?
Dennis
Green.
Dennis Green, yeah.
We are who we thought they were. Let them off the hook. But yeah, man. No, I mean, again, for us personally, we've had a great year.
Our whole family, man.
Whole family, close friends like Nico, Nipsey. Nipsey was a new addition.
Was it
to Nico's
Nipsey?
family.
Was it Nipsey born this year?
Yeah, Nipsey born this year.
Yeah, man. So yeah, again, a lot of good has come out of it, but you got to have the right mindset to really believe that. And we've been knocked down. We've taken some punches, but again, it's gonna reveal who the real fighters are.
Yeah.
I go back to that scene of Apollo in Rocky and Rocky 3. It's one of my favorite movies. But he's taking all these punches, and Rocky responds like, "Tomorrow, man." And Apollo's like, "What? There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. We don't know. That's not promised to
It
us."
isn't.
Just like 2020, man. It's just not promised to us.
Nothing is.
So go for it.
Go for it,
I'll
man.
end with that.
Yeah, I will echo what you said about our family, and this isn't to brag, but it's the power of your mind, it's the power of expectation. Mm-hmm. So if there's something that I will say going into next year that we all should have, is the power of expectation. And what I mean by that is of things that are going to happen that are going to go in your favor, right? I heard or read something, and it really hit me, man. You're going to have faith either way, right? You either have faith that something's going to go right, or you're going to have faith that something's going to go wrong. Fear is just faith that something's going to go wrong.
Yep.
Either way, it's still faith.
Yep.
So what are you going to put your faith in next year? And I bring that up because our dad preached a sermon to the church. He said, look, God told him that 2020 is going to be a year of unprecedented blessings. So he told him. He said 2020, last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was either January of this year or December of last year. He said 2020 is going to be a year of unprecedented blessings. If you look at the church, we're working on getting a new building, which we've been working on for years.
Since I can remember.
Yeah, exactly. Years. Let's look at the timeline of this year. We start our podcast in June. We start the goods in May. Maria graduates from college and gets a job in her field right away in May. Walter gets hired for a head coaching role at a private school, which has been long overdue.
Yeah.
That happens. Some things with your job go really well. You start, or you're one of the integral parts of starting the Black Engagement Network at the Redskins.
Washington football team.
Sorry, Washington football team. Tripping. Maria gets accepted into Duke's Doctor of Physical Therapy program. I get a new job. Brandon launches his shooting course. You know, there are things that have happened with, you know, my sister-in-laws and my mom that have been, you know, a blessing.
Girlfriend, significant
You know,
others,
girlfriends, you know what I mean?
Ryder, like
So,
his mother. You know.
yeah, like it's been the best year that we've ever had as a family. And I don't mean to make light of COVID, and it hasn't been that way for a lot of people. But we had a choice in part of that. God orchestrated things, obviously, but we had to take action. We had to be prepared to be able to be a steward of those blessings. So whether you've been preparing this year and those blessings haven't come yet, or you're not prepared, this is the year, next year, where you need to be prepared or start to prepare. And expect.
Yeah.
Expect.
And like
Expect
I said
to
all the
win.
time, start small, man. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. Start small.
Whether it's fitness, I had someone who wanted to work out with me. Said, look, I'll even pay you. Like, I want to work out. I said, what do you want to do? What are you working on? She told me, and she's like, yeah, I want to work out 5 times a week. I said, it's not going to happen.
No.
Not going to happen.
No.
So, like you said, man, there's a term, you guys have probably heard of it, but it's called setting SMART goals. Specific, measurable, what's the A, Nico? Come on, man. Help me. Attainable. R is, man, what's R?
Damn, that's a good one.
I know that T is time.
Replicable?
Reachable, I think.
Reachable?
Nah, I gotta look it up.
Yeah, we'll have to look
They
that
ain't
up.
about to have me looking crazy.
Yeah, what's R? It was always T that I would mess me up, but now I learned it's not R.
Let's see.
Reasonable?
Hey,
Relevant.
Relevant.
Specific,
Yeah.
measurable, achievable,
Hey, we're
relevant,
looking
and
to
time
hire,
bound.
a screen person, man. We're
Yeah,
accepting
yeah.
resumes. Clock in pod@gmail.com. We're accepting resumes.
Yeah. We need
We're also-
that. We
we're
need that
also-
teleprompter, man.
Yeah, we're also accepting some fund donations, specifically to the Austin Hamilton bank account.
That's how we going.
Hey, Christmas came, man.
I'm gonna get that Venmo request though. You better expect that Venmo request. You hear me?
From who?
From me.
For what?
You getting these donations? Come on, man.
Okay,
That's all right.
it's all right.
All right.
That's
Lastly,
all right, Nip.
Lastly, man.
It's ready to go, dog.
Nah, he is ready to go. I actually got to pee myself. I'm ready to go. Literally ready
Let's
to go.
wrap it up, man.
What about next year, man? Like, what are you excited about? And then, if there's any like funny, like your top moment of 2020 with the pod, like, you know, so next year and top.
Yeah,
top
it's
moment.
tough. I mean, I'm just excited to see just kind of the growth of the podcast, the growth of our basketball brand, The Goods. You know, the growth of the other people that have been influenced by this. That's what I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
And to see where they're at. And I think with that, it's like, you know, we still have to do our due diligence of encouraging people and inspiring people to keep going, man. Because, I mean, there's going to be certain points, man, where it may not feel right, or you may not be where you thought you would be, but you have to keep going, man. You have to be consistent. So yeah, I'm excited to see that in us and in the people. And then one of the funny / favorite moments. That's tough.
We've had a lot of good ones.
Yes, that's tough.
We've had a
Sorry,
lot.
Nip. Funny moment, I think for me is, I don't know what episode, but when we called Dad and then we talked about when y'all were about to fight. That was hilarious. And I tried to relive that last week, but
That was
y'all were deflecting like a mug.
Yeah. We were.
Favorite moment? I mean, the Goods episode was legendary.
Yeah.
With Brandon and Walt. And then episode 20. 20 straight weeks. That was a cool milestone. We popped some champagne. I almost thought about bringing some champagne for the new year. As we go into the new year, but again, Christmas, man.
Yeah.
I'm
And
broke.
he's not here either.
Plus Eric's not here. But yeah, man, I think it's been a cool year, man. Like getting the text messages and DMs from people, and them talking about like just how much they enjoy the podcast. It's super dope, man.
Yeah,
it really
it's cool.
is. Like,
It's cool.
it's a cool feeling. Like I know you've got some DMs from people.
Yeah.
Which you don't have to talk about those DMs.
Some DMs I can't discuss.
Right. But yeah, man, it's really cool and just inspiring to know that something that we didn't even plan to. Dang, that I'm too long. But yeah, it's something that we didn't even plan on doing and starting. It's really taken off. So yeah, man, I'm thankful for all the listeners, the viewers, the haters, the doubters. I'm thankful for all y'all. Because without y'all, we wouldn't be here, man. We wouldn't have had the year we've had. So
Nah, not at all.
yeah, man, I'm blessed, man. We're blessed.
Yeah, that's good stuff, bro. Good stuff. Next year, honestly, man, it's a big year for me. I'm not big into like, I'm turning this age, so I gotta reflect, and I'm worried about where I am and where I could be. I'm thankful for another year, honestly, but it is gonna be my 30th birthday in July, July 22nd. If y'all want to send me some gifts, or donations to the Marshall Hamilton bank account, to donate and build stuff for the podcast. Okay.
Good save.
All right.
Good
It's
save,
all about the pod, man.
Patrick Waugh.
But I'm turning 30, man. And I feel good about it. I feel great. I mean, I'm excited to grow personally. I will say, just keeping it a buck, like I do need to get back into reading more, whether it's books, the Word of God, praying more. I kind of got distracted a little bit from that, but I'm more excited about just who will I be at the end of 2021, and I have to take the daily habits, weekly habits, monthly habits to be the person that I need to be for the people around me.
Yeah.
Because if we want to take this to the next level, if I want to take my life to the next level, I can't be the same Marshall a year from now.
Yep.
It just is impossible. So I'm excited about that. Like you said, I'm excited to look at where people are in our sphere of influence, specifically the ones who have been supporting the pod, listening. I'm excited, to see how they grow. I'm excited for our church, to see how things grow when we're back to normal. Excited for everyone in our family.
Of normalcy.
Somewhat of normalcy, yeah. I'm excited for everyone in our family. Nico, E, people that we work with on a regular basis. And we're going into a new presidency. And like I said, the president, they matter, but they don't control my life. But I am excited to see how this country responds to this past year, and I'm optimistic because I'm an optimist, and it's not going to be because of the president. It's going to be because of people.
Yeah, and not to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I have faith in in our society because you just look at least like our generation and what we've seen and been through, dog. We've been through a lot, like 9/11, a war,
DC sniper
recession,
out here.
DC sniper, like all the Katrina, the natural disasters,
Multiple mass shootings.
Like we've seen a lot, dog.
First black president.
First black president.
Yeah.
You know, there's been highs and lows, but you know, I think we'll get through it, man, because you know we've gotten up before.
Yep.
And we've been able to throw some punches back. So yeah, sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good, man. I'm excited for the Jacksonville Jags to get this #1 pick.
Okay. I mean,
because we need it. We need it.
yeah, I respect the
We're trash.
optimism
We're
toward the
trash.
future.
I'm not that optimistic, actually. I'm gonna be real.
But y'all, I mean, the Jets are beating. I looked at my phone real quick. I think they're beating the Browns right now. So I know Dad's not happy. So if they
That's
win
wild,
this, if
yeah.
they win this, y'all are definitely getting them.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild.
But
But on a serious note, I'm just excited, man. Just to see, you know, where God takes me and the people around me next year. I'm optimistic, and I know we're gonna be in a different place for the better. Favorite moment, definitely the Goods episode, because so many people know us as the Basketball Brothers. They didn't really know what we went through, especially our two older brothers. No one knew, man, and you know, it's powerful. You know, the funniest moment, man, we've had a lot.
yeah,
We've had
that's every episode.
yeah, every episode we fool around. Man, what,
Mac and cheese, the descriptions of those are legendary.
yeah,
And we're gonna ask you next, Nico. So.
yeah. I'm trying to think, man. What has been the funniest moment? Honestly, I think this Fight Right episode was funny because that's like the first time that we were actually like
Spicy.
we were getting at each other that episode. And that's the episode where we talked about actually doing hands.
Yeah.
Which we still need to do. There's too many to choose from, man. But nah, I mean, it's been a blast, bro. Like, it's really been fun.
Yeah.
Every episode. I mean, this is who we are. You know, this is who we are.
Yeah.
So,
Nico, man,
yeah, go ahead, man.
take us home.
What am I doing? What I'm looking forward to next year?
And then the funniest moment or favorite moment.
So, just growing my business, you know, trying to figure out how to use this camera, try to figure out how to edit.
Shout out to Mr. Foley, man.
Yeah, man.
Follow him,
Yeah.
man. Hit him up
Get
real
some
quick.
work done.
Insert drop.
Just looking forward to that.
Yeah. Nah, me too, dog.
Family, being with my family. Hopefully I can travel again. I'm ready to get outside of the country.
Facts. Facts.
But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to in 21. You know, I gotta say my cousin's coming on the pod.
Oh
Yeah.
Shoot, Marcus will be on next week.
Yeah,
Let's
episode
come back.
26. Cause
Coming back.
that's the
Yeah,
marathon
yeah.
episode.
Funny, probably mac and cheese. There was something else we were talking about one time. And me and Evie over here laughing too.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
Not on camera or
Right.
audio. But probably the mac and cheese.
Yeah.
I
That
think
was
some of our
legendary.
funniest moments are before and after the pod, though. Cause
That
we
too.
That's true. Yeah.
we got to release some some unreleased footage.
Yeah.
We need to have like a podcast where
The
like an
extras.
episode where it's just like extras.
Yeah.
Where we just
We need to have that late night joint.
yeah, we do need to have that late night joint. But
You gotta subscribe to that. Man.
yeah,
You gotta
yeah,
really
yeah,
throw bread for that.
Yeah,
You gotta really.
you're
throw
not about to
some
get us in
bread
trouble
that.
for free.
But yeah, looks like everybody hit the 2-hour mark, man.
Yeah, man. So look, it's been a great year,
I'm
man.
hungry. I can't fake.
Yeah, we're hungry. I got to use the bathroom. And we really appreciate everyone who's tuned in, man. Like, if you've gotten value from it at all, share it. Send us your suggestions. We want to make it better. And we love y'all, man. You know, it's really a powerful thing, man, to have a platform like this. And we don't take it lightly. So we appreciate that you guys think that we're adding value. So,
I gotta shout out to them, man. I guess another favorite moment is when Joe and Zell came on.
yes.
And they did a freestyle.
Yeah.
That was tough, dog.
Yeah, that freestyle,
that freestyle is definitely
tough.
up there, man. Definitely up there.
Which is you know, a perfect segue to how the podcast is gonna end. So, yeah, man. Again, we appreciate y'all. 2020. You know, it's been a year, man. But I know for us personally, the support y'all have given us, you know, made the year special.
For sure.
You know, we won't ever forget it, man. So, round of applause to you guys, the listeners.
Yes, sir.
You know, the viewers on YouTube. We love you all, man. And, you know, y'all have a safe, blessed new year. Don't do anything Nico wouldn't do.
Y'all clocked in this year. If you didn't, clock in 2021, man. Let's get it. Peace.
Yeah. Hey, we ain't going nowhere. We can't be
stopped now. Let's just clock and relax. We ain't going no.
Hey, no music. Hey,
Going
no
nowhere.
music.
We can't be stopped now.
2021.
Just clock
Hey,
and
hey,
relax.
we
We
about to
ain't
have some fun.
going nowhere.
You shine like the sun.
Ain't going
We
nowhere.
number one.
We can't be stopped. Let's just clock and relax.
Hey, it's a rap, man.
We
Let's
put
get
in
it.
work and here's the proof. What you want?
I'm making moves, punching in.
I'm on it too.
I'm in the gym.
I'm in the stew.
It's hunting season.
Where's the food?
We push each other daily, level up.
Cause that's what brothers do.
Clock in.